The Jeep Compass is a vehicle I've always been attracted to, especially in this new generation. I think it's a really good looking vehicle that people often overlook. This Compass right here is a fully loaded 80th anniversary edition going for over $30,000, but dealers are putting really deep discounts on these. Today we're going to take a look at this vehicle and see if you should consider it if you're looking for a small crossover. But first, a big thanks to Oarsman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram here in Clarksville, especially Jacob for letting us take a look at this 2021 Jeep Compass. Be sure to check out their website in the description below. Let's get into it. Now checking out the center screen. This is actually the screen I'm much more impressed with right here. You can see that it clearly displays your speed and it's nicely molded to your gauges, and you have your coolant temperature and your gas tank displayed right there along with your mileage. This is the most interesting screen in my opinion, this vehicle info screen. You can go through, I'm scrolling through using these buttons on the steering wheel, and you can see that I have gone, you can check out your temperature. Basically all the vital signs of your vehicle are right here. Oil life in particular is really useful in all your temperatures, fuel economy, and from there it's just typical trip information. Nothing too exciting past that screen, but this is a really high resolution screen and it looks great for a vehicle at the Compass's price point. Let's start by talking about your technology. Right here, you will see your Uconnect screen. This vehicle does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Here you can see sort of your home screen. You know, you have whatever music's playing along with some brief navigation. Of course, you can see a better view of your navigation by going to the navigation screen, and then you get a good view. You can see it's not terrible, not great, but most people are probably going to be using that projection anyways. Not too much interesting stuff here. There is climate, but you have physical climate down here as well. And then there are a bunch of settings you can adjust in here. Nothing too interesting, just your typical units and what voice you want and whatnot. This vehicle does have a rear view camera. However, you're not getting a 360 camera, and the rear view camera is not great quality, but you do get projection. Something about the rear view camera, it's super saturated or something. I'm not sure what's up with it, but that's all for this screen right here. Now, starting on the exterior of this vehicle, they have a lot of neat little Jeep badges and Easter eggs. Here you can see you have a Jeep driving up the steep little cliff. You have a Jeep grill in your headlights right here, if you can make that out. And then as we move around to the back, the Easter eggs continue. Opening the hatch right here. First, you will see that there's a little Jeep grill right there. There's another one on the interior of the hatch right here, and a little Loch Ness monster. So this vehicle is ready for Jeep adventures. It has all the proper Jeep references and Easter eggs in it. Now let's talk about the exterior. Starting at the front, you have halogen headlamps right here. Fog lights down here is always nice to see, but what I want to talk about is this. Now, first I want to start with a little discussion. You all have to let me know what you think makes a Jeep a Jeep. Is it the badge? Is it the off-road capability? Is it the styling? Is it the lifestyle that goes with it? Is it all the bumper stickers and weird little tire coverings? You all have to let me know. For me, you have to say before you tell me, or before I tell you, because you can't take my answer. My answer is that it's the 7-slot grille, okay? You see this, you know it's a Jeep. You don't need to see the rest of the vehicle. You see the 7-slot grille, you know it's a Jeep. This is a fake 7-slot grille, and I'm a little sad about that. You know, I wish they just made it real to give this car just a little more of that Jeep spirit. Instead, you're just getting your air intake through here. But you know what? If this is my biggest complaint about the front, they did a pretty good job. Let's take a look at the side. Here at the side of the vehicle, I think it has a fantastic profile. I love the sloping roofline right here. Also loving these 19-inch granite wheels right there. They look absolutely stunning, especially with this $245 Velvet Pearl red paint. I think the two make a great contrast. What would make an even better contrast is if this vehicle had the black roof. Some of the Compasses have a two-tone paint job. They have a black roof, and then of course whatever body color you choose for the rest of the vehicle. I think that looks absolutely fantastic, and it provides a really unique look look for the vehicle. Love the side profile of this vehicle, especially how it's shorter. If you're a city buyer, you know, you can park this easily in the city and then go out for the occasional adventure in your Jeep. They had you in mind if that sounds like something that would be useful for you. Really great maneuverability on this vehicle. You also have heated mirrors right here. They're manual folding. I wish that maybe at the $30,000 price point you had power mirrors, but that is a pretty small complaint overall. Let's take a look at the back. Now looking at the back, 2 exhaust pipes down there. They are real. Really like that they're giving you dual exhaust pipes on a lower trim vehicle in the lineup, or a lower vehicle in the lineup. I want to call your attention up here. You have a antenna. You don't have the little shark fin radio. Now Jeep puts this antenna on the Compass and the Cherokee. There's a little problem with that. Let's say that you host a car review show on YouTube, and let's say you have a co-host who appears in many of your videos. Let's call him Colin. And let's say Colin thinks it would be really funny to take your antenna by just unscrewing it and running away with it and losing it. And you don't have radio now. Now Colin thinks it's hilarious, but you don't. And that really sucks when that happens. I'm not saying this happened to me, but just know that if it happens, it sucks. I'd like to see a shark fin antenna that can't be stolen on future models. Opening this up, I'll stop my rant to you all now. Colin, if you have my antenna, I want it back. Looking in here, you have about 27 cubic feet of space. Putting the seats down is going to give you about 58 cubic feet of space. Great to see so much space in such a small footprint vehicle. Under the hood of the Compass, you're going to find a 2.4 liter inline-4 engine, putting out around 180 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. You can expect around 22 miles to the gallon in the city, around 30 on the highway. Let's talk safety. This vehicle has a 4-star safety rating, and you're not getting much in terms of active safety features. You're going to have to step up to the limited to get features like lane departure alert and that blind spot monitoring. Let's talk trim. Starting off the line at $23,915 is the Sport. That's going to get you 16-inch black steel wheels, a 7-inch Uconnect screen with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and keyless start. Starting at $26,160, the Latitude is going to get a leather-wrapped steering wheel, 17-inch wheels, and fog lamps. At just over $28,000, the 80th anniversary edition, like we have here today, is going to get an 8.4-inch Uconnect screen with navigation and Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In addition, you are getting a powered driver's seat and remote start. At $29,560, the Limited is going to get a suite of safety features such as lane departure warning and blind spot monitoring. On top of that, you are getting adaptive cruise control, and in addition, you're getting heated leather seats. At $31,060, you'll be getting the off-road ready Trailhawk. They don't have one on the lot today, but that's going to get you features like standard 4x4 and a higher air intake for better water fording. It really is an off-road capable vehicle. It's got the Jeep Trail Rated badge on it, which means it's ready for anything. Let's get into the Compass. Here is your key. The key has a really good rubber coating on it, which means you're going to feel confident when handling it, but you're not going to drop it. Put your hand on the sensor on the handle to open up the door. Entry is nice and easy into this vehicle. It's pretty high, but nothing out of this world. Starting up the vehicle, it makes kind of an annoying startup sound. And the one other complaint I have about this interior deals with reachability. This area right here is kind of down low. I wish they raised up this whole center portion a little more, because it can be a little hard to reach all the charging stuff down there. Other than that though, this interior is great, especially for its price point. Remember, a lot of these Compasses, you know, they're around $20,000 for the lower trims of it. And so there's a lot of interior detail here that I wouldn't expect to see on a car of that price point. You know, just general lines flowing throughout the car, protrusions, architecture, stuff that really catches your eye, levels of detail that I would not expect to see in a car that can cost, you know, $20,000, and reasonably you could probably roll off the lot in a base model for under 20 grand. In terms of materials used through the interior, the leather feels really high quality. It's on your steering wheel, on your seat, on your armrest. and it has white contrast stitching, which is going to bring a little bit of pop into this interior. You have a lot of injection molded plastic, which is soft around the upper portion of your door. Other than that, the silver trim continues around your air vents and around your infotainment. Pretty good interior. Let's take a closer look. Let's go through your center stack right here. Of course, you have your climate controls, as I mentioned earlier. The knobs feel pretty good. You know, they don't move if you push on them. And of course, all the buttons are nice and large, which means you can hit them with gloves if you're in a colder environment. Four-wheel drive controls are right here. The knob feels very substantial, which I like. And then you have your USB-A port right there and an aux. It would be nice to see USB-C. This is a bit of a younger person's car. You know, I'd like to see some more tech in it maybe, or some future-proofing there. And you have a traditional outlet right there. I also want to call your attention to this little maybe coin holder, little storage piece right here. You can pull out the bottom of it, which means you could easily wash this, dump out any crumbs or whatnot, and then you will be good to go. You can just put it right back in, which is awesome to see. Shifter feels really good. I don't know why, I just like the shifters from the Fiat Chrysler products. You do have manual shiftability. If you push it over, it is up for down, down for up, which is awesome to see. Moving back from there, you do have an electronic handbrake. You have a button to turn off the automatic start stop function and your traction control buttons, and then you have little nubs in your cup holders to keep your drink still. 2 cup holders, one for each person up here, is great to see. Now let's open up your center armrest. You can see more of that contrast stitching I was talking about earlier. This is a comically small little space. I get that it's a, you know, small car. It would be nice to maybe see this be a little deeper, maybe have a power outlet and something, but again, this is a pretty small complaint. You know, this is something they could fix really easily and would just bring this car that much higher up for the price point. Really excellent practical center stack right here. If you're liking the video, consider subscribing for more weekly car reviews. All right, let's get back into it. Now you join me in the rear, and I am very pleasantly surprised here. Tons of legroom and tons of headroom. Actually, a lot more headroom than I was expecting. You could potentially fit 3 adults back here for about an hour or so. The only reason you probably won't want to do any longer is because there's the hump in the middle. So whoever's in the middle, their legs are going to be hitting the people on the other sides. But some great packaging in this vehicle. You might be able to squeeze 3 adults back here fairly comfortably. Pulling down this center armrest, you're going to find 2 cup holders with the little nubs, and you're going to find like a little phone holder too, which is awesome. And this can just act as an armrest if you don't have anyone in the middle. Household outlet, USB-A, and 2 AC vents. I mean, you have a good amount of amenities back here. Really nice rear passenger area, much better than I was expecting. So with the Compass going at the discounts it's getting, you should absolutely consider it. I'll leave a link to Oarsman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Clarksville in the description below. Check out some of their Compass stock. I mean, they are discounting these things deeply. You should really check them out. They're a great deal if you can get these for, you know, the prices the dealers are listing them at. It really is a neat car, and it's a great car, not just because that you're getting a big discount, but you know, you have all that space. The packaging in this car really is great. You're getting a lot of cargo space. You're getting the ability to carry 5 grown adults through here for at least an hour's trip, and you know, you can take stops and make a road trip in this thing with 5 people. It won't be great, but you know, you'll definitely make do. So you should absolutely be considering this vehicle if you're considering a small crossover. A huge thanks to you all for watching, and a big thanks to Oarsman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Clarksville for letting us take a look at this vehicle. Be sure to check them out at the website below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking. We'll see you in next week's video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.